Hey guys, you're here because you want to learn how to take cinematic photos. I'm probably going to get hate for this video. You guys might not like my opinions, but I'm speaking from experience and I'm not a shitty photographer, so I'm here to help you improve. Now I'm just going to stay down here while you look at the photos that I've taken and listen to me talk. Alright, now before this video starts, I just want to say that I'm offering 360-minute live coaching sessions for free. Now, if you want to be one of the 3 people that can ask me any questions, ask for help when it comes to editing, mindset, anything about photography, storytelling, sign up for the coaching call and I'll be sure to help you. I'm going to describe what goes into cinematic photos in the first place. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Gold is coming later, all right? Now, color is important. As you can see in the top right, we have a bit of teal and orange, and that's like a lot of people focus on teal and orange when they're trying to make cinematic looking photos. Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. If you look at my other photos, I don't have a full-on teal and orange look to my images. Like, sure, when the environment calls for something like that, I will use it. You don't have to live and die for teal and orange. Like, you don't have to do that. For example, these images here, it was blue hour. The lighting coming from the street was orange. So of course I'm going to embrace what I have around me. Next thing, lighting. Lighting is super important. I'm going to go on to what's actually important. It's the main theme of this entire video, which is storytelling. But let's talk about lighting. You know, there's backlighting, there's reflections on the ground that produce some light. Like, that shouldn't be your main focus, okay? No matter what your environment is, you need to make the best use of it. And I'm going to keep repeating that throughout this video. If you want to get all nerdy about lighting, go ahead. But you don't really need to do that unless you have fucking lighting equipment and you're trying to light a specific scene for something. Like, that's actual like movie production stuff. But we're not doing that. We're just using the environment around us to make something out of it, because we can't control lighting conditions. We can control how we do use the lighting conditions though. That's big. Composition is so important. So important, right? Your angle, your framing, how centered something is, how off, whatever. It's important. And bro, guys, please, if you want to take cinematic photos, stop shooting vertical. Stop. Why are you shooting vertical still? Like, I know you're shooting for social media. I post all my photos in horizontal. Like, you do not need... I shoot horizontal, I edit horizontal, and I post horizontal. Like, you don't need to be shooting vertical. It makes your images look shit. I hate seeing such a nice photo and shot in vertical. Like, what are you doing with all that missing space? Like, what story are you trying to tell within that little fucking... Dude. Just shoot horizontal. It makes things so much better. You feel better. You feel like you're actually shooting something in a cinematic way. But yeah, you have angles, framing, composition, and then you have texture and imperfection. I love texture and I love the imperfections of a camera. I embrace it. Okay, so I use a Canon M50. It's known for not being able to go past 800 ISO. I treat that camera like shit. I use the kit lens on that thing. If you know anything about kit lens, they're horrible. They are horrible. But yeah, literally the other day, I smudged my lens so that I can get this look. Right here. See these little flares? Here as well. That's why I did that. And look, it just adds to the image. It adds to the image. Like, here's the thing, which I'm going to get into later, but rules. People have rules for photography. Like, what the fuck? So number 5, storytelling. Let's move on to that one, which is this is the main thing of the video. Now, with storytelling, you have emotions, mystery, tension. It could be romance. There's a story behind whatever's happening in the image. And how people go about storytelling is weird. It's like they're taking a picture of something and they think they're taking a picture of something and they're really not. And it pisses me off. But here's the one way I learned how to tell stories better through my images. The one way, the one mindset you need to have. One question you need to ask yourself. Does this scene look like it came from a movie or not? If it doesn't, just get rid of it. You don't need it. Find something else, right? Until you're like, whoa, this actually looks like it came from a movie. And the more you discipline yourself to take photos that look like they came from a movie, the more you're going to be able to see things that look like it came from a movie. Now, I said that 3 times, but I'm trying to get my point across. Make your shit look as if it came from a movie, okay? Something that keeps this passion alive for me is documenting my life as if it's a movie. Now, You might think, oh, my life's not interesting. I don't travel. I don't go out. I don't go anywhere. I don't go out with friends and I'm an incel. But like, that's not the case. That's most likely not the case. You probably do go out with your family, with your friends, wherever it is, to the mall. Bro, I bring my camera everywhere. I'm literally just taking pictures in my house of the things I'm doing. Like, I'm just documenting my life, but I'm just taking pictures. I'm taking any sort of pictures. Now, do I prefer going out and taking pictures with my friends or wherever I go out to? Yes, I do, 100%. But that's not the case majority of the time, so I just use what I have around me, and you should as well. Now, I was the type of person, if I'm being honest, where I procrastinated starting this because I was like, oh, I'm not traveling, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing crazy things, I'm not doing a bunch of things that just, it's an excuse. And until I picked up my camera and thought to myself, I'm going to use whatever I have around me to take the best possible photos, that's when I started getting better, and I started gradually moving up. Like, these are the photos I'm taking now. In the beginning, they weren't as good. They weren't. They were great. You know, I was good at photography, but these are 100 times better. But basically, I have this account where I capture my life and I post them. So like, one set of photos will be one post on Instagram. You can post up to 20 images, right? So this entire day with my friend, I post it as one thing, and I post a song to it, and I call them episodes, right? So I'll put the date and then episode. I'm on episode 54, 55 right now. So of just all different posts. And that's how I share my life with people, right? So if I'm trying to capture it as if it was a movie, I capture my day and show it off as a movie, and I share that with others, and I love it. There's something about it. I just love it. I love storytelling. I love creating something so magical and framing my life a certain way, right? And it's not like I'm lying. All of this happened. Like, what you're seeing in this picture, I went out with my friend. We took the bus. We went to a different city. We went to a cafe. We shared this ice cream and this hot chocolate, and we were walking. And then it got night, so we started heading home. We used the bus to get home. This is her walking. This is the road we took. That's the bus we were on. Like, this is everything that happened. But I'm capturing a certain way to share with others, and not just share with others, but share it with others in the best possible way, right? So you have like people that use Instagram, they have spam accounts, right? And they just take pictures of whatever's going on around them, whatever. The spam account, they just share all that. I took it to the next level, and I'm like, let me do this, but pretend it's a movie. This is what I do for my passion, right? So like, I do client work, and I've had to figure out a way to enjoy photography again, because it was associated with money and stress and all this stuff, and I'm like, no, I want to have that spark again. So this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I made my account. But what wouldn't have gotten me to make that account in the first place was been like, oh, my life's too boring. I'm not traveling. I'm not doing all these fun things. I'm not taking trips. If I thought that way and I kept thinking that way, I wouldn't be where I am, enjoying photography so much more, because I took the steps I took. People think there are rules when it comes to taking photos. Rules, by the way, right? So you'll have photographers saying, oh, you need to shoot like this and these lighting conditions, and you have to use these settings because these settings are what's going to get you photos that look like this. Dude, you can accidentally drop your camera and take a photo while dropping your camera by accident and take one of the coolest photos you've ever seen in your entire life. Okay. So that just shows you that you don't need to follow rules to take nice photos. You don't, right? Some people are like, oh my God, it's not golden hour. Now, it's okay. Let's say you have a planned photo shoot and you're like, oh, I need it to be like this and these lighting conditions and have this. But to just go out and shoot and be like, oh, I'm not bringing my camera out today because it's raining and I like sunny weather, you are stabbing yourself in the foot. Don't do that. Bring your camera no matter what. And the variety of environments you can shoot in, night, morning, day, evening, golden hour, blue hour, when there's harsh sunlight, soft lighting, all the conditions possible. If you shoot in all of them and you're able to make your photos look great, you're building a skill set that a lot of people don't have. Some people just focus on night photography. Some people just focus on harsh shadows, which is great. They're focusing on something that they love and it's very niched and that's fine. But when it prevents you from going out, and for example, for me, it would prevent me, like if I'm like, oh, I only shoot during golden hour. Let's say me and my friend go out at 12 in the afternoon and it's super sunny, and I don't bring my camera because it's not golden hour. I'm stabbing myself in the foot. Okay, so don't do that. Another thing people like to talk about is their camera. So I used to have this belief that my camera, my M50, the photos that you're looking at directly in front of you right now, that camera was too shit. And why I thought that was because I was a shit photographer. Right, so I upgraded to my Sony a7 IV and I was doing all my client work with it, and I'm like, I don't need to use this camera anymore. I'm gonna put it in my closet. So it was collecting dust in the closet. And last year I was like, okay, so I believe that it's the photographer, not the camera. And if I believe that, then I shouldn't have a problem with using that camera, because I wanted a camera. I was like, oh, let me invest in a $2,500 Fujifilm camera and so I can do what I want to do. And I'm like, but it's not the camera, it's the photographer, right? So I said, okay, let me prove that to myself. So I grabbed the camera, dusted it off, and started using it. And I made my first post on that Instagram account, and it was okay. I tried my best. The editing came out, it was okay. It was pretty shit. But that first time I went out and used my camera, I fell in love with photography again. All the stress I had to photography associated to my business was gone, right? I was just with my camera, taking photos and telling a story. And I was out with my friends that day, and I was just taking photos. I was taking photos of them doing their thing and going into a store. We were in the Main Street part of our town, and I fell in love with photography again, right? And the M50, when it came out in Canada, I got it for $900, right? I still use like I said, the M50 with the kit lens, the shitty kit lens. You can buy this camera used for like $550. And the associations to this camera, it's like, oh, the noise is bad, a bunch of stuff. Like the R7 is considered not the best camera, which is way more expensive than M50, right? If you give a photographer any camera, he will make it work. If you give a bitch any camera, he won't make it work. All right, so just keep that mindset. I wish I had that mindset a lot sooner. Unfortunately, it took me a long time to realize that, and I missed out on a lot of skills I could have been building. And a big problem I've noticed is that people aren't embracing things enough, right? So it's going back to the whole, oh, I left my camera in the closet, I stopped using it, whatever. They don't embrace what they have enough, right? So this ties into, okay, they're not using their camera because they think it's shit. They're not using the environment they have around them because they think they need to be traveling the world and whatever. Oh, the lighting conditions are bad, I can't go out and shoot. Okay, right? And they're not embracing the negatives enough, right? So they're like, oh, I can't push my camera to 1600 ISO, 3200. Like, I limited myself. I'm like, no, I can't raise it above 200 because my thing will look shit. And yeah, it does look shit. You know, fortunately, Lightroom has denoise and whatever, and I use that whenever I can. But it's like, dude, embrace the imperfections. Dude, like I smudged my lens so that it looked worse, but it added something to the image, right? Like, embrace what you have around you. Stop thinking so negatively and so limited, where you prevent yourself from doing something and improving and getting better just because you fear something. So stop. Just lastly, you're gonna be like, I think I'm great at storytelling, but my editing looks like shit. I believe that 50% of your image is you taking the photo, and the other 50% is the editing. So what people tend to do, especially when they're pretty shit at editing, is they go and buy preset packs. Go ahead and talk about preset packs and why I think they're horribly shit. You have photographers that will sell you preset packs that, by the way, professional photographers don't buy preset packs. They don't. They don't have the need to buy preset packs. You notice that, right? It's always the people who are super shit at taking photos and editing, or just editing in general, that will buy preset packs. Scam. Don't do it. You are much better off disciplining yourself, learning how to properly edit, instead of wasting money on preset packs and slowing down building your skill. Now you could say, oh, the preset packs taught me how to do with colors and stuff. Dude, it's not that hard to just trial and error color until you find something you like. Buying presets won't make you better. They will not make you better. You have to realize that that preset pack only works in a certain environment. if you try to apply a preset from, even if it's from the same day, but in one lighting condition to another, it will not work. It genuinely will not work. So like, let's say you take some photos during the day and then you take that same preset and apply it at night. It's not gonna look good. Like, you need to edit based on your environment and the lighting conditions in the set of photos and what style you actually want to go for. You have to know what you like. You have to know what style you want to implement in your photos. You need to be able to kind of see the end result without seeing it first. Kind of like when you're taking a photo. Like, the reason why you see a certain composition is because you kind of thought about it beforehand. Yeah, so you actually need to think before you start editing. Now, what could help you is finding inspiration, which, look, I've been editing for 5 years. That doesn't mean I'm not going to get inspiration from other photos, right? So usually I go for this kind of cold look for night photos, right? And I'm like, I don't want to do that this time. I want to go for something different. So I looked at some Pinterest photos, and I came across the green, grunge, yellow kind of look. And I'll show you the inspo that I found that helped me get these results. Now, what I want to say is I took that inspo and I made it my own, right? So I didn't copy it to a T. I said, how can this inspire me to create my own style for these photos? It depends on what calls out to you, what cinematic means to you. Now, this is the inspiration I put together, and there were a few things that I took from it. I really liked how the red popped. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The red popped in these set of photos, right? In the highlights, you had some yellow, some green, a little bit of orange reddish here. Over here, you had yellow, dark blue in the shadows. This is more of like a dark teal look, right? The blues are desaturated, whatnot. And so I implemented those same fundamentals in these photos, right? So as you can see, there's some yellow here in the highlights. If you look over here, you know what I mean? And I made the reds pop. So whatever red I could find, I just made it pop a little bit. I just increased the saturation a little more, right? So that's how we got these photos. So it's okay to look for inspiration, right? That inspiration I got, those individual people did not send me all their preset packs for me to like, oh, how did they do that? No, they did not, right? Now, if you're like, oh, I don't know how to do that myself, that's why I get presets. I don't know how to edit. I don't know how colors work. This is why I'm building an entire course on editing, telling stories with your photos, and everything I'm doing in this video, but on a much bigger level. Just stuff that I needed to know in the first 2-3 years of starting this journey of mine. Putting that all into a course as well as a community. So for the first 2-3 years of me starting photography, I did not have friends. I did not have anyone that shared the same passion as me. I didn't have anyone critiquing my photos. I didn't have anyone giving me compliments except my friends and family, but they didn't know much about photography, right? So I was alone during the times I was frustrated and wanted to give up, and I thought I was shit and all these things. I was alone. I had to deal with it alone. I had to keep going. I'm making this community so you don't have to do that. You can have the support, you can have fun, you can make friends, you can get compliments from your photos from people who actually understand what you're doing. If you're interested to know more about that, just comment it, say you're interested, let me know. I need to see some excitement. Now, going back to the video, you need to ask yourself, what does cinematic mean to me? Now, cinematic will change in 2 years. You will improve, you'll get better, you'll start seeing things differently. You'll have so much more inspiration that you can build off of. But you need to start asking yourself that now. Not just, oh, what does cinematic mean for me in general, but what does cinematic mean to me for these set of photos? It's gonna be different each time. Like I said, I don't use presets. I build them from scratch every single time. Now, I stay consistent to what cinematic means to me, right? So you might be able to see consistency throughout all my photos, right? You don't have to follow this whole teal and orange thing to get cinematic results. You don't. You know what I mean? You just have to keep doing, keep researching, keep trying to get better, keep editing, keep doing all these things. Don't buy preset packs. Just do all these things to build your eye for cinematography. Okay? Now, once again, I'm offering 3 free live 60-minute coaching calls. If you're interested in that, ask me anything, ask for help, ask for any mindset, advice, whatever it is. I will help you for free during that hour. Just check the description for that. All right, see you in the next video.